Hey guys, well, today was a really great day. I bounced back from yesterday's loss, finishing up $2,146. Now, I started out trading at 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time and finished after 8 hours just before the market closed. So it was a long day. In that way, it was similar to yesterday, and I also traded 14 stocks, which, if you look at this P&L, kind of looks like overtrading. The difference between yesterday is I followed my rules for the most part. I stopped out quickly. I cut my losses before they got too big, except for once. I had one home run trade on AVGR and several other base hits of a couple $100, leading me to have this biggest win I've had in this small account challenge. So today, the market had some quirks to it. I made all my money shorting. The first two stocks, GTech and Hoth, were both trades to the long, and everything else you see there, except for maybe once, was a short. So I did a lot of shorting today. Just in case you don't know, shorting is when you sell shares of a stock that you don't own. Hopefully the price goes down, and then you buy them back for a lower price. And the profit comes from the difference from when you sold it to when you buy it back. So let's go over to the video and see what today looked like for me, because since I trade for 8 hours, I'm just going to fast forward through this so it only takes a couple minutes. So here we go. I'm going to turn the audio off here. So I started out 8 a.m. Eastern Time. If I slide my self over here, you can see right here that my account, right here, that my account was $6,446 this morning. So a $1,500 drawdown from what I had going into trading yesterday. Now, I started out this morning looking at the gap scanners. You can see those right here. And the leading gapper, except for CAPAW, which didn't really count, was GTech, GTEC. This was gapping up from around $8 all the way up to 27 something pre-market, pulled back to low 20s, and I got in here looking for some continuation after this pullback to the VWAP and these moving averages. Well, there was some small moves in this stock, but I didn't really capitalize on many of them. I was up a couple hundred at one point unrealized, but I did finish up the day just $43 in the green on GTech. So I'll fast forward through that. Well, here we have Hoth. So if you see up here in the top left corner, my P&L, I traded Hoth. This one came shooting up pre-market out of nowhere from low twos all the way up here to $4. So I got in here looking for some continuation, a 1 minute breakout or a 5 minute breakout. And I got in twice with a partial amount of my account. You can see that in the bottom left corner here that I'm using. Just this green bar is how much of my account I'm using, and this whole thing is my account. So got in here twice, stopped out for $130 or so loss each time, and moved on. Now AVGR, see this stock here was on the gapping up scanners this morning as well. This one has a much bigger float of 85 million shares available to trade on the market, and it had 20 million shares of volume. So this one I was interested in because I knew it would be a little bit slower moving than a lower float stock and a little bit more predictable. And I like predictability. I like volatility, but I like predictability too. So predictability. So I shorted this as it was breaking down below VWAP here an hour and 15 minutes before the market opened, and it continued in my direction. So there I'm short 1,500 shares, and it made moves all the way down. I was in this stock a long time and not looking at it because it was so slow moving. So you can see me trading G-Tech here at the same time. I did have up to 4 positions at one time today, and while I usually don't do that, it was in safe short trades that were not going up at all. So AVGR ended up being my home run of the day, making $1,000 on this trade. So you can see that throughout pre-market, I was in this position. I added to it at one point there. Now I'm up to 2,360 shares short. And it came crashing down. And I took profit along the way. And ended up $1,000 in the green. So that was AVGR. And every trade from here on, you'll see, is going to be a short trade. So, SUPV, this one, I didn't really capitalize on. I've only finished the day up 172 on this one. It did have some really good moves. I was up about 500 or 600 realized and unrealized on it in my short, but I let it get away from me. So that was SUPV. At this point, with this cushion on the day, up $1,000, I was using my full account in nearly every trade. So then we have VIOT. This one I shorted at 11.22. I shorted it for the break below this level here, and finished up also making $172 on this stock. And nothing huge, but it certainly added to the day. Then I had QUIK. So QUIK, I kind of missed out on this one. I ended up taking a short, adding to it, getting up a couple $100, and just letting it run and run and run and run and run until it went against me. And the problem with this one is I held it too long, and then I stopped out 1 penny. See how it came all the way from $8.20 up to $9? I stopped out at $8.99. That price is right here. I bought it back at $8.99, and then it continued to go down without me. So that one was a very unnecessary loss as well. So gotta be honest with myself. Then STRR. This one came shooting up out of nowhere. I shorted it and held on to it for far too long, and ended up having a $700 loss on it, which brought my profit on the day down to $200. But I knew this one was going to be coming down sometime, so I wasn't too worried, and I ended up taking another short position and making back everything I lost. So that was a little bit of a roller coaster, but I was absolutely for sure that this was not going to maintain its upward momentum and come right back down, and it did. So on that one, I only lost $29. Then CHRA. This one, let's see what happened here. This one I shorted it right here above the VWAP because it was wedged in between this moving average and this VWAP here, and I thought it was going to go down, which it did. And I ended up making $424 on this one, but it took a while. I was in this stock for a long time, and I think I took a couple trades on it. It didn't initially break down when I wanted it to, or when I thought it would, but I did hold it through that move there, and it followed this trend line coming down, broke below the price that I had it short at here crashed through the VWAP, and I killed it. So that one, I just didn't kill it in that trade. I killed it later. So I only made $46 right there. So then for the rest of the day, there were some 3 or 4 stocks that just popped up out of nowhere. They didn't have any news, but they shot up over $1, and I shorted them on the way back down. PPIH, you can see it on the scanners here. You can see it here with very little volume on the day, less than 300,000 shares, and it shot up a whole $1 for no reason. So I shorted that, and it came down. This blue line was my price right there. I was looking for trying to find a reason why they were shooting up. Never found it. So PPIH was one. Another one was TRT, another one that shot up like this out of nowhere. I shorted it. It came back down. So that's my price there at that blue line. And then what else did we have? TAIT. That one was a small winner as well. And FLNT got me a little bit, but not bad. Up here. And then to finish out the day, EDTK with the last move of the day to get me up over 2,000. This one was also shooting up for no apparent reason that I could find, so I shorted it and made some money on that one. I gave back a little bit here. You can see I'm up 2,263. I did short it here again, and I shorted it for like breaking out on this 1 minute level here because it just kind of paused for a minute. I didn't think it was going to go shooting back up, but it did, and I stopped out for a small loss of $100 and finished the day up quite a bit. So I'm happy with this profit and loss on the day. If I go over here, I can see my equity curve for the small account challenge. Here's the pullback from what is it? The pullback from yesterday, and here's the calendar view. So far after today, this will be a green day. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 out of 7 days of this small account challenge, I'm green, which is really good. Not going to make this video run any longer. It was a long day of trading. I'll be back at it tomorrow. I'm going to follow my rules, cut my losses early, let my winners run, take profit when I should, and yeah, we'll keep going. It's going to be a great day tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to this small account challenge being completed when I get to $25,000. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow.